Howdy, y'all, it's Reese, aka Bearman Prime, and may the 4th be with you. Welcome back to my Read the Bible in a Year series. Thank you again for joining me. God bless you all. Card in the top right hand corner for the rest of the playlist, and please hit that like button, the subscribe button, that notification bell so you stay caught up. Alright, so we are continuing our coverage of the book of Esther. Esther is a Jewish woman from the tribe of Benjamin who has gone into King Xerxes' house and has now become queen of the Persian Empire. Her guardian and cousin Mordecai helped stop a plot to kill Xerxes by a couple of his officers. And so now we're going to continue on and see what Esther is going to do in her position as queen. So let's go to Esther chapter 3 today, starting in verse 1. After these things happened, King Xerxes honored Haman, son of Hammedatha the Agagite. The king promoted Haman and gave him a place of honor more important than any of the other leaders. All the king's leaders at the king's gate would bow down and give honor to Haman. This is what the king commanded them to do. But Mordecai refused to bow down or give honor to Haman. Then the king's leaders at the gate asked Mordecai, "Why don't you obey the king's command to bow down to Haman?" Day after day the leaders spoke to Mordecai, but he refused to obey the command to bow down to Haman. So they told Haman about it. They wanted to see what Haman would do about Mordecai. Mordecai had told them that he was a Jew. When Haman saw that Mordecai refused to bow down to him or give him honor, he was very angry. Haman had learned that Mordecai was a Jew, but he was not satisfied to kill only Mordecai. He also wanted to find a way to destroy all of Mordecai's people, the Jews, and all of Xerxes' kingdom. In the 12th year of King Xerxes' rule, in the first month of the month of Nisan, Haman threw lots to choose a special day and month. In the 12th month, the month of Adar was chosen. At that time, the lot was called Pur. Then Haman came to King Xerxes and said, "King Xerxes, there is a certain group of people scattered among the people in all the provinces of your kingdom. They keep people separate from other people. Their customs are different from those of all other people, and they don't obey the king's laws. It is not right for the king to allow them to continue to live in your kingdom. If it pleases the king, I have a suggestion. Give a command to destroy these people, and I will put 750,000 pounds of silver into the king's treasury. This money could be used to pay the men who do these things." So the king took the official ring off his finger and gave it to Haman, son of Hammedatha the Agagite. Haman was the enemy of the Jews. Then the king said to Haman, "Keep the money. Do what you want with them." Then on the 13th day of the first month, the king's secretaries were called. They wrote out all of Haman's commands in the language of each province, and they wrote them in the language of each group of people. They wrote to the king's satraps, the governors of the different provinces, and the leaders of the different groups of people. They wrote with the authority of King Xerxes himself, and sealed the commands with the king's own ring. Messengers carried the letters to all the king's provinces. The letters were the king's command to ruin, kill, and completely destroy all the Jews. This meant young people and old people, women and little children too. The command was to kill all the Jews on a single day. The day was to be the 13th day of the 12th month, the month of Adar. And the command was to take everything that belonged to the Jews. A copy of the letters of the command was to be given as a law. It was to be a law in every province and announced to the people of every nation living in the kingdom. And everyone will be ready for that day. At the king's command, the messengers hurried off. The command was given in the capital city of Susa. The king and Haman sat down to drink, but the city of Susa was in confusion. Well, kind of scary sounding, and unfortunately, there's quite a few parallels to our own recent history here. So here we have Haman. Haman is, he's obviously a big shot in Xerxes' court, and he's worked his way up into this great position, and the king has given a command that everyone must bow to this guy to give respect to him. Mordecai refused. Mordecai knows that we should bow to no one except the Lord our God, and that all honor and glory is due to him, that we shouldn't give glory to man. But So here we see Haman in his pride. He's just disgusted with Mordecai. How dare you not, give praise to me? How dare you not respect me? Do you know who I am? And Mordecai's like, look, I obey God. I follow God. I worship him. I bow to him. I bow to no one else except to God. And and that's still something that the world cannot reconcile today. Those of us who follow and believe in God, the world's just like, why? Why would you do that to yourself? How can you do that to yourself? You know? It's just the two are incompatible. So anyway, so then Haman, excuse me, just is not satisfied with just killing Mordecai. He gets so angry that there are people out there who refuse to give praise not to just to him, but to the king and anyone else. They follow their own customs. They follow their own god, and so he feels that the only way to deal with this is to just destroy them completely, destroy the Jews, right? And unfortunately, that's a theme that is repeated throughout history, that the Jews are a problem and they must be destroyed, which is not the case at all, okay? The Jews are not the problem. Satan is the problem. The world is the problem, okay? The Jews are God's chosen people. They are supposed to be set apart, okay? They haven't done everything right. They've had their own issues, but they are not the problem, okay? So anyway, so now we had the command that has been sent out that on this particular day in the 12th month, all the Jews will be killed. All their property will be taken, all this stuff, all this horrible, horrible stuff. And as you can see here, unbeknownst to Xerxes, that his own wife, his queen, is a Jew. And so Xerxes is bound by the law to, carry it out to the letter, because that's what's supposed to happen. And so by the law, he should kill Esther too, even though he loves her very much. So we'll see how that turns out later on. That's all for today. We're going to pick it up there tomorrow. Thank you again for joining me. I sure do appreciate it. I'll see y'all tomorrow.